Hi, do you suffer from panic attacks? That's what we're talking about today, is panic attacks. So for the sake of this video and to start from a clean slate, let's forget everything that you think you know about panic attacks. I'm sure you've been told a million things. Let's just pretend for a few minutes that you just don't know any of it, and let's start from scratch, okay? So my name is Dr. Reverend Ayse Hogan, and I'm from the Chakra House of Healing, and some of you know me already. I recently changed my title, however, just recently to Holistic Self-Healing Facilitator and Coach, because really that's what I do. All of the methodologies that I use a number of traditional, holistic, and alternative methodologies, and all of them really are self-healing. So first, let me start by stating that we all have, each and every one of us, all of us, have been given the power to self-heal. That being said, most of us need someone to help, someone like me to help you to purge the big stuff and teach you how to keep your mind and your body and your energy exactly how you want it to be, how it feels good for you. No one can do this better than you, nor can it be done without you. Okay, so back to panic attacks. Listening carefully, because it's so much easier than you think. Your panic attacks are most likely and in all probability caused by improper breathing. Okay, so don't scoff at that for a moment, and let me explain this to you in some detail. Okay, remember the answer to our issues are usually the simplest. That's what we've always been told, right? But we as humans like to make things so difficult and so dramatic and actually very complicated. So panic attacks are caused by something called hyperventilation syndrome. Sounds like a big word, right? This is brought on by thoracic breathing. Thoracic breathing is that breathing that you do up in your chest. Instead of bringing it from your diaphragm, you're doing those shallow breaths up in your chest. And this, if you breathe properly, it's been proven that you will speed up the healing in many areas of your mind, body, spirit, including and foremost panic attacks. So let's find out what's happening here. Panic is the root cause of phobias and panic struggles. So the best place to start is your breathing. Okay, so as you know, it can affect how powerful you feel, because a panic attack makes you feel like it's beyond your control. You feel like you're out of your mind, out of your body. They feel life-threatening. They can feel as if there's some kind of madness lurking behind the scenes. So panic attacks can be controlled, reduced, even eliminated. So it's time to be the change in your own life. So what is the truth? What are the true things about panic attacks that we know? There are three true things. 1, panic attacks are actually completely safe. 2, panic attacks are a natural body function. And 3, panic attacks can be totally eliminated. Okay, so let's talk about points 1 and 2 first. That they are completely safe and a natural body function. All life beings, animals, humans, have this built-in reaction to hostile situations. We call this fight or flight. Okay, we've all heard of it. When humans go into that state due to a fearful situation, our body releases a powerful chemical called adrenaline. Okay? This sudden release changes the complete chemistry in order of our body, the complete chemistry in our body in order to protect it. So you are simply protecting yourself against danger. That's what you're doing. Okay? However, because you have become fearful of so many things over time in your life, you are triggering this mechanism of panic attack, this fight or flight, artificially. Because there is no danger. Okay? So what if your panic attack is not caused by anxiety, but your anxiety is the cause of your panic attacks? That would mean stopping the panic attacks will then cause your anxiety to go away. You are not losing your mind. And most likely, you are not dealing with a mental illness or disorder either. Okay? I'm sure it's been a long time since you felt what you consider to be normal. You must understand that, firstly, that your breath is one of your most powerful tools. It's one of the most powerful tools that you possess and is more than keeping you alive. So like a tool, there are right and wrong ways to use them. Okay, so there is a right and wrong way to breathe. You've been told a lot of things, and I'm sure that you've been told a lot of things about your panic attacks, and perhaps are even taking medications like serotonin or Prozac or Ativan or something like that. So let's just reframe your medication for a moment right now and use it as a window of opportunity, and call this medication a tool to help you to remain calm while you're making changes that you are going to need to make in your breathing. If you're not on medications right now, then good for you. We're still going to work slowly anyways. It doesn't matter. We're going to work slowly anyway. So anytime during the exercises that or homework that I'm going to give you later, you can just stop when you feel anxious or a panic attack coming on with this breathing, because you're going to be changing your breathing, and you can start again later. This takes time, but not as much time as you think. Remember, you've been breathing a certain way your whole life, so we're going to be changing that. Understanding and having knowledge of the truth is really your first step, okay? When we understand something, it's easier to do, right? The triggers that bring on a panic attack may be numerous for you now. So finding the main trigger may not be sufficient or easy. So that's the work that we do together, okay? We find those triggers, and we're going to get rid of those triggers while you're working on your breathing. So to release all those triggers, we're going to release them using various methods that can be done either in video sessions. So it doesn't matter if you don't live close to me, or we can do them in person. There's no big deal. You can definitely do the first step on your own right now. Okay. So are panic attacks caused by triggers and fears, or do the fears and triggers cause the panic attacks? So which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Who cares? Let's just really deal with it, because you may never know which came first. And honestly, it really doesn't matter. Okay. So let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Looking at this with brand new eyes, like we talked about, understanding. And then this is the most important piece for you to grasp that I'm going to say right now. Our beliefs, our biology. Our beliefs are our biology. So when you are told that you're going to get this and this and this symptoms, and you believe it because it comes from an authority who, in most cases, does not deal with self-healing and is more interested in giving you putting a label on you and telling you about symptoms and giving you medication. Our subconscious believes what it's heard and makes it happen because you believe it, because it thinks that's what you want. Our subconscious doesn't distinguish between good thoughts and bad thoughts. It just gives us what we ask for. Think of it like a computer, okay, that is in charge of running your whole system, and these beliefs that you're putting in are the commands, the instructions that it must follow. So if you're believing all the stuff that you're hearing that's wrong information or not good information, it's going to still make it happen. Let's get back to the new eyes and the understanding piece. In most cases, correcting your breathing will fix the panic attack. This has been proven. What? Right, you heard me. Changing your breathing will eliminate the panic attacks. Let me explain, because I want you to really understand. I just want this to be one more thing that you've heard, okay? Breathing regulates the acid-base balance in your body. That's just what it does. That is one of the most important jobs of your breath. The amount of air that we inhale and exhale continually adjusts our needs for acidity in our blood and our body, and alkalinity in our blood and in our body. Okay? Then there's the carbon dioxide that we exhale, also has a lot to do with this balance. So when carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, it makes the water more acidic. Got it? That's just what happens. It's the chemical reaction. Guess what? We are 70% water. So the right amount of carbon dioxide is essential in maintaining our balance. Okay, so we have to inhale and exhale a certain amount. So let me break things down into even simpler English. So here is the breathing breakdown, because I like things easy. The correct amount of carbon dioxide remains dissolved in our blood before it is eliminated in our breathing. Okay? The amount of carbon dioxide in our blood regulates the acid-base balance. Okay? So the slightest shift of the blood becoming too acidic or too alkaline can cause serious challenges in us. One of these is panic attacks. So what does that mean? It's time to retrain your breathing and begin to eliminate the panic attacks by breathing properly. Okay. All of that is hopefully understood. Upon birth, we took our first deep breath. Unlike our heartbeat, we can actually control our breath. We can take a breath, not take a breath, however we like, whenever we like, for the most part. You know, besides that whole staying alive thing. So most of the time, our breath is automatic, and we don't even give it another thought. In fact, most people don't even think they can control their breath. Most of us think we really don't have any control of our breathing, but we do. Okay, so breathing is one of our most powerful tools. I've said that before. I will say that again and again and again and again. So step one, how do you breathe? Do you breathe thoracic or diaphragmatic? Okay, so let's check this out. I want you to wear loose clothing, comfy clothing, no belts or tight clothing to restrict your breathing. Okay, you're going to sit on the edge of your chair, sit up straight like I'm sitting right now. Place your left hand on your breastbone, fingers facing the right, and your right hand on your abdomen, right between your breastbone and your navel. Don't press, just place them there. Relax and breathe normally like you always do, about 10 breaths. Don't even think about it. Don't think about it too much at all. Just do it. Notice which hand is moving. How is it moving during the inhale? Is it moving out? Is it moving in? How is it moving during the exhale? Stop if you feel dizzy or if you feel any kind of vertigo, okay? So just pay attention to what your hands are doing. Now notice what happened, okay? Try this a few times until you feel like you are being honest with yourself about how you breathe. When we pay attention, we change the way we breathe. So I want you to just be honest about it. This is the breathing that should be your automatic breathing. The breathing that you should be doing is called diaphragmatic breathing. Most of us breathe thoracic, and it's wrong because you're breathing all up in here and it causes more harm than good. Really, it does. Just studying this, I realized how wrong my own breathing really was, and I'm very conscious of changing my automatic breathing to diaphragmatic. So I'm doing that all the time. Okay? Your left hand down here should be going out during the inhale and in during the exhale. Think of your lungs as 3 sections. So this is the bottom part. This is section 1. Then there's the middle part, section 2, the center, and then you expand into the top part of your chest. Then you can exhale fully. So I want you to breathe all the way in and then exhale fully. Thoracic breathers breathe in the chest, and what that does is compress the lungs, and it gives you very little room to take a full breath. So you're taking anywhere from 20 to 30 breaths in a minute. That's thoracic breathing. So anything beyond what I just explained is thoracic breathing. Instead of what? Diaphragmatic breathing is 8 to 12 breaths a minute. So it's much slower breathing, deeper. If you're doing anything but what I've just described, that breathing going up those 3 sections and out, you are a thoracic breather. So let me introduce you to the main reasons for your panic attacks. Okay, so there are many ways I help my clients with panic attacks, and this is one of them, the main one. And then we work on triggers that have been created over time to eventually eliminate the panic attacks. You want to practice diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, so here we go. Homework for you. 40 diaphragmatic breaths a day. Inhale out, exhale in from the diaphragm. Fill your lungs from bottom to top. Exhale fully. Work it into your day. Let's say you have a busy phone job. Then every time the phone rings, let it ring an extra ring. Take one proper diaphragmatic breath. After you fully exhale, then answer the phone. Or when you do answer the phone after that, you're going to feel a lot calmer. Or let's say you drive for a living. Do one every 20 minutes in the car or work, or however you want to do these 40 breaths. I want you to do 40 breaths a day. Spread them out every day and slowly start to up those numbers that you take each day. Once you get comfortable with the 40 breaths, remember, you have been a thoracic breathing for all these years. You can't just change this in one day. It's not going to happen. But you can over time, as long as you're diligent and that this matters to you. It matters to you to get rid of the panic attacks. Okay? And so I want you to practice that every single day. And one last bonus tip. Those of you that have trouble sleeping, I'm going to ask you to do the 4-7-8 breathing using your diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts while you're all tucked into bed. Hold for 7 counts, and then exhale for 8. Focus on this breathing, and I'm pretty sure that in no time you will fall asleep. Remember, changing your breathing can cause a panic attack because it's unfamiliar. So just take your time with it. If anything feels weird, stop. Take a normal breath like you always do. Try again later. Understand that this is a process. Once you get this down, you can quite possibly also get off all of your meds eventually, and panic attacks will be something of the past. So this is going to take a little bit of time and practice on your part, but you also need to work on getting rid of those triggers, okay? So let me know if this was helpful to you. Subscribe to my YouTube page. This will be on YouTube. Maybe your family or friends might find this interesting as well. If you want some more in-depth help with your panic attacks, if you want more information than what I can give you here on this video, then book me through my website, www.thechakrahouseofhealing.com. It's on my Facebook page. There's a book now button there, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right? It's all about you and all about your self-healing. So I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.